I'm at my mother's house. Chilly. I'm in New Jersey.
The stars are falling down, and I'm half a world away. I'm just trying to go the distance to feel each breath that you take.
Oh, are you kidding me? I'm so excited to get out there and play. Last November, I started to, I put the band back together. You know, all the guys that played on my last record, Aftermath of the Lowdown. And we started to go and do some clubs and some stuff just to get warmed up, and a lot of philanthropic events, actually. Before Christmas, there's a lot of stuff in Thanksgiving, right around that period of time. There's the opportunity to do a lot of philanthropy work. And so I got those guys in tune for that. And then over the Christmas holiday, by chance, I was in Hawaii, and I got a call from Alice Cooper to do this charity gig that he was doing for a bunch of kids. And I ran into Orianthi. And the chemistry was just so amazing. She's such a virtuoso guitar player. But beyond that, our heat and our passion when we played together and improvised together, I gotta tell you, it was very, very, very rare. And, I think that's missing a lot sometimes in music today, where people just get out there and improvise. I think people like to hear musicians speak to each other in the language of music, And oddly enough, 3 weeks later, I got a call to do the Soundwave festivals in Australia. And my guitar player, unfortunately, his mother got ill, so he had to leave like 4 days before we were leaving for Australia. So I called Ori and see if she wanted to do the gigs, and she said yeah. And so we did very well down there, and we also sold out 4 headlining shows of my own, and we became a band. So now she's that's my guitar player. So I'm very, very lucky. I think people are going to really have a good time. Oh, man. All I can tell you is this. First of all, this is the first time that anybody in France is going to see me solo, So I'm ridiculously excited about that. I love Paris. I've always loved Paris. I got married in Paris. That's how much I love the city. And also, I was just there this August with my daughter for 2 weeks, not just on vacation. So, and to me, it's one of the most romantic, most artistic, and, obviously architecturally beautiful, but it's very open to art. And I'm really excited to come down there and open up. You know what I mean? That's been the greatest part of being a solo artist, is the freedom of it. And, when I play with musicians, they're all artists in their own right. So everybody has a chance of putting in their own musical input, obviously appropriately around what the songs are. But, and we've been playing really, really, really well. I'm just really, really thrilled about it. So, you know what? I'm doing a 3.5-week run, and I can honestly say I've played everywhere else I'm playing. I've never played Paris. I've always loved that city and you guys, and I'm looking forward to this one the most. Well, after the success of what happened down in Australia, Ori and I started writing some songs, and they started to come out really, really well. and then it became like a faucet. It just kept on coming, and then I aligned myself with some really great producers that are my friends, and some who are Ori's friends, because she has a deep connection with a lot of people, and so do I. In my 30 years of being in this business, and everybody's just like, when are we working? But what I wanted to do is, obviously with the live stuff, is, first of all, I want to go out there and play and connect with the people. I want to come see my fans and my friends again. That was the essence of it. And also, the band, the more the band played together, the more they gelled together. So it was a double fold thing. But for real, it was really me wanting to reconnect with my fans and my friends, and show people a different side of what is coming into the future. You know what I mean? Because we're going to make another record, and I think that it'll probably, I want to stay out of the Christmas traffic, so I don't think I'll put it out until after January sometime. But in the meantime, I got gigs. I'm just very, very happy to go and play a lot of festivals, and headlining my own theaters, and it's fantastic. I fell in love with music again,
So you got me to believe, made me turn on the dime, the writing on the wall, right in front of me, every song, every rhyme.
Oh yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, what's happening, obviously, Aftermath was my last record, and it was very, very introspective, and so we'll definitely do, 4 or 5 songs off of that record, because it's very, very current for me. It was an interesting thing that happened to me while making that record. I used to think, when I was making solo records and stuff like that, when I would talk about myself, that it wasn't humble, and I felt like I just felt I didn't feel humble. And then when I was making this record, I realized that the sincerity and authenticity of actually speaking about yourself and what you're going through, basically I became a microcosm to everybody all over the world, because we all have our ups and downs. Everybody. Nobody gets away with that. You know what I mean? Everybody has things they have to deal with. I lost my father. I got a divorce, which broke my heart. I had to become a single parent. I was still on the road with one of the biggest bands in the world while all this was happening, and I started to overuse substance, So I was having that problem also. So that's, there's a song called 7 Years Gone on that record that kind of encompasses that kind of thing. But then there's, on the other side of that, there's triumph, of getting through it. Like a song like Taking a Chance on the Wind, where you're saying, I'm planting my flag, and I'm taking a chance on the wind. Like, this is who I am now. I've gotten over it. It's like, here we are. But, so there's joy, but there's now I felt that vulnerability of speaking to my fans in that direction. If I didn't do that, that would seem, that's wrong now to me. So that switched right around there. So I guess I grew up right there. You know what I mean?
But I don't need 1,000 words. I need you safe in my arms. I'll be standing strong. I keep holding on when life tries to play us apart.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah, no, listen, trust me, I'll play close to 3 hours. I'm going to cover a lot of stuff. Obviously, you know, I can't shun the 30 years that I've spent with the band. And a lot of those, obviously I wrote most of those songs, so they're my songs too. And I do them a different way. Like, I do I'll Be There For You like a blues song. I mean, if you know, you look it up, they say Richie Sambora doing I'll Be There For You, Madison Square Garden. It sounds completely different than the way Bon Jovi does. You know, I change it up, so I'll do Bon Jovi songs maybe in a different stylistic way, which I have been doing, and they sound great. People react wonderfully to it. And covers too, you know. You know, we've been doing Voodoo Child by Jimi Hendrix for like 10 minutes. That's what I'm saying. If you went on YouTube and looked up Orianthi and Richie Sambora, Voodoo Child, The Troubadour, it's one of my proudest moments in music almost, because the interaction, and it was unrehearsed, and that's when I knew that her and I had some special magic together. And you know what? It's like, people are seeing it, and it's coming back to us. Like, you know, producers that I've worked with in the past, you know, Dave Stewart, Bob Rock, you know, Luke Evans, you know, just great producers. They come up and go, yeah, man, this is something special. You got to really go for this. And so we will be making a Richie Ori record in the future, for sure. She's just a virtuoso. She has the dexterity from a genre point where she can go from anywhere playing the softest acoustic moment to all the way running the gamut all the way through and playing the heaviest stuff. You know, she's done it. And I also have that capability. So, you know, we kind of weave in and out of that stuff, you know. And but the interesting thing too that I find, and that I think is an anomaly that's not been really done before, is that it's a man and a woman, and it's equal. You know what I mean? There's equality, and that's very, very important. You know, very, very important to me. And you know, because a lot of people will say to me, well, you know, how does it feel, you know, to be playing with the best, you know, female guitar player on the planet? I said, she just may be the best guitar player on the planet. Doesn't matter if she's a female. Doesn't matter if she's black or white or purple or green or whatever nationality. It doesn't, you know, there's equality. It's not, you know, it's not about that, which is, I think that, you know, it's a great message for the world also. In America, there's a lot of stuff that's happening. Obviously, you know about the stuff that happened in Nigeria. There's a lot of women's issues going on here where they get paid less than men, and there's a lot of stuff going on. And hey, I tell you what, I got a 16-and-a-half-year-old daughter, right? I want her to have the same chance as anybody. You know, so all that stuff means a lot to me. And, you know, so there's just an interesting thing there. And, you know, we share that equality, her and I, which is a wonderful thing. And it's just happened by accident, happenstance. Oh, yeah. I mean, like I said, we have some gigs, right? So in between the gigs, we will be writing and recording, obviously. I kept, you know, I mean, there was just, like, I couldn't turn down wanting to play Paris. You know, I love to go out. You know, I've missed being a lead singer and a front man for a long, long time. So to be able to go on a stadium stage and do the Download Festival and the Soundwave Festival and London Calling, and then I'm doing the Semisonic Festival in Tokyo and also Osaka, and going and playing in Seoul, Korea, and it's like I'm second on the bill to Ozzy in Seoul, and I'm second on the bill to Queen in the Semisonic Festival, and I also have my own headlining shows in theaters everywhere also. So there's all these pockets of gigs that are going on, and in between, we're going to throw down in the studio, and and with different producers and different musicians, and really kind of experiment our way to find where we're going. But it's sounding, I got to tell you, I am thrilled, Girosa. So, I mean, and everybody else seems, people that know about music, I make sure I bounce that off as a mirror. And everybody else seems very, very happy with it too. But most of all, I think it's that energy like we were talking about. I mean, that's very, very important. When, a great band is a great band is because of the chemistry and the energy that they have within each other. And I was lucky enough to find a bunch of guys that have that. And also understand, that I'm leading the pack, and yet they are free to be artists at the same time. So it's a very exciting time for me. I feel like I'm 15 years old again. It's fantastic. Boy, you think you can't wait to see me in Paris? I can't wait to see me in Paris. All I know is that, like I said, this is the first time that I get to play solo for you guys in Paris, and I know how much you guys appreciate art and music, and if I have one wish, is that you accept my music and me with an open heart, and try not to look back on what I've done in the past, and look what's happening now in the present, and what's going to happen in the future. Because it's it's a different direction. It's not something that people are not going to understand. Obviously, I'm not showing up playing King Crimson or something like that. So I'm just really looking forward to it, man. I love Paris. Like I said, I got married in Paris. It's one of my favorite cities in the whole world, and I'm just looking forward to come and play for you guys, and see everybody and connect with my fans again. That's the real thing, connection. I want to connect. I want to make sure that, I don't want to lose the wonderful vibes and wonderful connections that I've had. So, just looking forward to it.